First steps to changing the front tire, we need to get the back up off the ground, or we need to get the back stabilized. So, stand the bike up, put your lift in, push, and down it goes. Now we're going to use a 6 torque or number 6 bit. Loosen this right here. Okay, it's our pinch bolt. That'll allow this to turn. All right, so this is a 14. Gonna need a breaker bar for this one. All right, so we got that broke loose. So now let's take off the calipers. Calipers are a 12 millimeter. No difference between the top and bottom bolt. Slide out the calipers, check my brakes while I got it off. Let's go to the other side. I'm gonna remove this side. Calipers should just slide right off. Let them hang. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the axle out, and the wheel should just drop out. Now we're gonna have some spacers. All right, there's some grease on the axle, which is good. Should have a spacer on the right side. And we got a spacer on the left side. So set those aside on those sides. Now this is a good time to get a 90-degree valve stem. So I'll put a link for some in the description below, which they are great for putting air pressure in, and they got to change them anyway. So go ahead and have yours dropped off. So we'll check the bearings while it's out. So this right side bearing should spin smooth, and it does. Let's check this left side bearing. Nice and smooth. A little bit of grease in there, which is fine. Seals look good. We're replacing it with a GPR 300F Sport Max. Got it for $70 on Amazon. I'll put a link below for it. So now you just gotta take it to your tire shop. All right, we'll be back when I get it mounted, which will be like 2 days from now. Here's the wheel. Tire, got it back from the shop. What thing to do is to mark, put a piece of tape on there, right hand side, left hand side if you got a specific way you want to go. We're gonna take that off. So I did some calling around some different shops. One shop was wanting to charge $100 for me to bring the bike in, and they will remove the front tire. Then another shop, I said, well, if I bring the wheel up there, how much would you charge? And they wanted $70 to mount and dismount a tire, which I don't understand. I mean, I've changed motorcycle tires I worked at Tire Kingdom for 10 years. And I've changed motorcycle tires. They are almost identical to car tires. And a tire shop that does cars will charge you $20 to remote and balance, or to mount and balance. And they want $70. So Red Hills Power Sports, or they're actually called somebody else nowadays, but they said they'd do it for $40, and they got me out in 2 hours. So we have our spacers, which you can see there is a thin layer of grease on it. Manual, it says that you need to grease these. So we're gonna wipe off the old grease and look at it, make sure there's no scuffing, pitting. And today we're gonna use Valvoline full synthetic because we roll like that. And we're just going to apply a little bit all the way around. Okay, and this was on the right side, so we're gonna put it in the right side of the wheel, just like so. So we're gonna clean it off. And we're gonna inspect it. No pitting, looks good. Take a little bit of grease. And we're gonna stick that inside the wheel right here. There we go. All right, now we got the axle that goes through. We're gonna clean off the grease that's on there. Inspect it, look for any wear marks, any kind of pitting. All looks beautiful. And we're gonna go ahead and put a thin layer on that also. It's a good time you can be wearing gloves, but I love the feel of grease on my fingers. It doesn't have to be synthetic. I don't know. I've kind of bought into the whole synthetic thing. So we're just gonna grease this entire thing. Put a little grease there. All right. So this is always kind of a little tricky to get it, balance it, lift it. All right. So we're gonna make sure the tire is going the right direction. Got our arrow. Take our tire. I'm gonna roll it in. Take our drive shaft. Our axle. Get it pushed in. So now we got to get it all the way through to the other side. All right, we're going to put the calipers back on. So these bolts that mount the caliper to the bracket should be used in a non-permanent. So we're going to use orange. So orange, to my understanding, holds like red but breaks free like blue. So we're going to test it out. So we're going to put some, after you shake it, on the threads. Alright, so we're not going to snug this down. Just going to run it in until it's like finger tight. It'll lock tight. Calipers back in. Make it finger tight. Now we're going to go ahead and torque the axle. Front axle is 79.7 foot-pounds. All right, there we go. 15 foot-pounds. Now before we tighten the pinch bolt, we're going to let the front end down. And we're going to give it a bounce. A couple bounces, try and make sure the forks are straightened and centered. And then we're going to tighten the pinch bolt. Alright, so now we need to torque 16 foot-pounds. So we're going to give it a spin, and we're going to push the brakes. And this is going to hopefully center the wheel and center the pads. Alright, and we're going to hold the brake lever, and we're going to torque them. And do both sides. So we got a new tire. Bike is ready to be sold. Everything just needs a bath, and it should be ready for the new owner to have a good time on. So please like and subscribe and leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next one.